seen a number of variants over the last 3 years now, starting with the first one, the Alpha variant, and then all the way to Omicron. And it's done before. We have surveillance systems in place, wastewater surveillance, as well as the genomics platform where we analyze the genome of these viruses. And that's not just in Canada, but globally, there's increased capacity to monitor changes in the virus. So that is good. And then in terms of the reactions, studying.
You probably don't see her man beard here, but wait the end of this clip. You will believe it.
I no longer look after little kids, but the population is my patient. Women, and particularly younger women, are catching up to men in terms of some of the alcohol-related harms and risky drinking behaviors.
Can we talk about the flu?
This particular strain tends to affect younger populations, so it's not too late to get vaccinated.
The flu, infectious diseases, and the general health of all Canadians. All top of mind for Dr. Theresa Tam, Canada's top doctor.
Presence of the virus.
She's the third person to head the Public Health Agency of Canada since its inception in 2004. And she has a self-proclaimed passion for viruses, bacteria, and vegetarianism. So we came here to Pure Kitchen, a vegetarian restaurant and juice bar located on Elgin Street in Ottawa.
Why did you choose Pure Kitchen?
Well, I love vegetables, and I think the food tastes...
Vegetarian?
I am.
Oh. Why?
It's been a bit of an evolution, I think, over my lifetime. The energy that it takes to raise a kilogram of meat compared to that of plants. So that was my personal experiment and challenge to see if I can contribute just a little bit.
So tell me a bit about your background.
And when I finished medical school, and I looked at the options that were available to me. At that time, I chose pediatrics. We're subspecialists, which means we do a deep dive into what might be causing someone's fever or their ill health. I'm as a field epidemiologist, which meant that we were what some people call disease detectives. We went on the ground to investigate what causes outbreaks, which really marries up my passion for viruses and bacteria with my, I guess, inquisitiveness on, how to investigate outbreaks. I was interested in this role because it gave me the next level of challenge, I think, in the context of the federal government. I briefed ministers and have done throughout my career for a number of years, but this definitely it brings me much closer to the Minister of Health.
What's the...
There is mounting global pressure on the World Health Organization to answer to critics who say it was too slow in its response to the coronavirus from when it was first detected, and too trusting of the data it got from China where the outbreak started.
Severely mismanaging and covering up the spread.
Its credibility questioned.
We've got serious concerns about the accuracy of the information coming out.
Even its role challenged. But the organization which compiles and shares data from 190 member states around the world is also seen as valuable.
Canada will always be there to support science and the work done internationally.
Including by Dr. Theresa Tam, Canada's top doctor, who sits on the committee that oversees the WHO Health Emergencies Program and uses much of that scientific evidence to chart the way forward for Canada.
There are questions being raised about the way the WHO has handled this, the way they've dealt with China, the fact that they took the information from China at face value. Do you think that those are fair criticisms?
I think it's a very difficult job to do, quite honestly. I think the data is what it is. You're going to have to work with information at the time that you've received, and it may be incomplete. I think we have to remain open to different scenarios. The loss of containment, really, with the spread to other countries outside of Asia and outside of China, I think was something that people underestimated globally.
Play a role in the WHO, that we would need some sort of...
I think it's always worthwhile to examine what went on. We would always want that and look at what could be done better. Well, kids, I'm just doing my yearly call to the North Pole for Santa's holiday health check.
Why, hello, Dr. Tam.
Mrs. Claus, so good to see you again. Where did Santa go?
Oh, Santa was late for snow yoga with the elves and reindeer. He says it's great cross-training for sleigh driving.
Sounds fun. Are you all set for the holiday season?
Of course, I must say,
Mrs. Claus, every child in Canada has definitely earned a place on the nice list. Their parents and caregivers too. It's been a tough season with lots of viruses making people sick.
thankfully Santa and I are feeling as healthy as ever. We are both up to date with our vaccinations, including COVID boosters and flu shots.
That's so good.
Wash your hands to the tune of jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Great advice. Great voice too. Also, you can be sure to stay at home if you're feeling sick. And if you're gathering indoors with other people or elves, open a door or a window for a few minutes at a time to let in some fresh air. The more items you check off the list, the more protected you. Thanks, Mrs. Claus. Happy holidays, everyone.